what's up everybody? It's Gwen and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be talking about Shampoo 101 for natural hair. I really hope you enjoy this video. If you do, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also be sure to turn on all your notifications. Click the join button down below and join my YouTube membership. Become a SoNaturalista. And also be sure to check out the description box for my natural hair coaching program, my natural hair store, SoNaturally Shop, as well as all the links to the products that I mentioned in this video. All right, let's get started. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the types of shampoo, how they affect natural hair, and then we will do a demo / walkthrough going through the ingredients of some shampoos that are in my natural hair collection. So first, let's talk about the different hair cleansers that can be in shampoo. So the cleanser that the shampoo has within it will show how effective it is at cleansing the hair. So the main cleansers that I've seen in shampoos are sulfates, olein sulfonate, as well as decoglucosides and cocoglucosides, which I personally like to categorize together. So sulfates and olein sulfonate are cleansers that are better at cleansing the hair. I found that they remove buildup better and as well as heavy ingredients such as silicones. However, sulfates are a lot more harsh than olein sulfonate. Sulfates leave my hair very dry, and so I do not use them in my hair at all unless I'm dealing with a hair emergency such as moisture overload or protein overload, where I really need to purge my hair of something and, kind of reset it. Then I will use a sulfate, but I personally prefer olein sulfonate. I found that olein sulfonate is effective at cleansing my hair, but doesn't leave it too dry, so that's the main cleanser that I use. And then moving on to decoglucosides and cocoglucosides, they're not as effective at cleansing the hair. They're very gentle, and I feel like this might be good for someone who washes their hair frequently, like if you're a swimmer, or if you just for some reason need to lightly wash your hair. Maybe you went to the beach or something and you just kind of want to maybe cleanse your hair a little bit, but you're not really needing a heavy cleanser, then I feel like that's how you can use it. But since I don't really do anything like that currently, as well as, I don't think that they cleanse my hair that much, I really don't use them. I've only had one product that had them in it and I really didn't notice a difference. And since then I've gotten rid of that product. Okay, so moving on, talking about shampoo's ingredients and the protein moisture content, there are moisturizing shampoos and strengthening shampoos. So due to natural hair being naturally dry, I generally try to stick to moisturizing shampoos, and I also recommend sticking with moisturizing shampoos. Unless you have severely damaged hair, like you bleach your hair or you color your hair in any way that has really compromised the structure of your natural hair, I tend to not recommend strengthening shampoos personally, and I haven't found them to be helpful for me. Moisturizing shampoos are helpful because they clean your hair but provide moisture at the same time. So moisturizing shampoos are considered moisturizing because they contain humectants. So humectants are ingredients that bring moisture to the hair and they help moisture to last longer in your hair. I will put some on the screen in case you are curious, but yes, moisturizing shampoos have these ingredients and they will usually point to a shampoo being more moisturizing rather than drying. Now, on the other hand, shampoos are shampoos that contain strengthening ingredients, and you should look for the words protein as well as some other strengthening ingredients that I will also list on your screen here. And then a category of strengthening shampoos would be shampoos that contain amino acid. So amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. They are essentially proteins are strings of amino acids connected together, and then the structure is created. But amino acids can be found in hair products as well. They're not as strengthening as full-on protein products, like protein shampoos. So sometimes you can say that they're a little bit more moisturizing. They don't provide as much protein content to your hair. So now that we talked about shampoo as far as the types of cleansers as well as how I categorize them based on protein and moisture content, let's get into the demo / walkthrough of products from my collection. So I'm going to be talking about two different shampoos. And the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Pattern Beauty Clarifying Shampoo. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is the For You by Tia Clarifying Shampoo. Okay, so like I mentioned, the first one is the Pattern Beauty Clarifying Shampoo. So I have been using this and I'll tell you. So it's basically a moisturizing shampoo. And then this one's a clarifying shampoo. I know that this one says clarifying, but since then the name has been changed, but I can definitely attest to the fact that this is a moisturizing shampoo. So let's get into the ingredients. So what I'm going to do is probably blank out my face and then put up the ingredients as needed. So hopefully I will make this video edited so that you can follow along, but let's get started. Okay, so first thing that I see is aqua or water. So water is usually a good sign that a product is going to be moisturizing, and not always. I feel like water being the first ingredient can kind of point to it having a little more slip when you apply it to your hair, but it just shows that it's a water-based product. Like, you know, it's likely some type of like soap or something. So water being first can be a good thing, definitely, but it's not always needed. Okay, and then scanning the first line, I also see sodium C14-16 olein sulfonate, which, like I mentioned, is my favorite cleanser. Okay, next I see, I'm not naming all of them, but just ones that pop out to me. So next is, let's see if I can see, cocamidopropyl betaine. So I know that this ingredient, I've read that this is a moisturizing product. So just from my research online, I have learned that this is a moisturizing ingredient. It's funny how over time, just certain things that I see, I'm like, oh yeah, that's moisturizing. So yes, that is a moisturizing ingredient. Another one that jumps out to me is cocamidopropyl dimethylamine. That's also another moisturizing ingredient, as well as sodium benzoate. Next one that pops out to me is glycerin, which is a humectant. So that definitely points to the fact that it is moisturizing. Next, I see aloe leaf extract. So that definitely points to, towards being moisturizing. Let's see. Okay, next I do see decoglucoside, but like I mentioned, it doesn't really cleanse the hair that much. So I honestly just kind of skip that, but that's cool that it has multiple cleansers, but it's not very strong at all. Next is Camellia sinensis leaf extract. So I just like to point to like different extracts. So I see cucumber fruit extract. So that just shows that it has, you know, extracts in it. Those are kind of like the bonus ingredients in shampoos and like products, in my opinion. Like whenever I see those, I'm like, okay, they invested, you know, into the ingredient and invested into the product and put like extra ingredients. So I like those. Next, I see panthenol, which is vitamin B5, which is good to have in your product. Next one is coconut oil and coconut fruit extract. Next, I see castor oil, which I love. Coconut oil, I'm like, okay about coconut oil, castor oil, very good. Great for adding, you know, oils to make your hair shiny and to lock in any moisture that you have, which is really good. Next is rosemary leaf extract, which promotes hair growth, so I love that. Sunflower seed oil, which is beneficial for hair. Next is phenethyl alcohol, which I think is like a fatty alcohol. So those are good as opposed to drying alcohols. And then I see shea butter and then some type of seed oil. So yes, that is the breakdown of the product. So as you can see, there's no silicones in here. There's no sulfates. Every cleanser is sulfate free. There are humectants in them, glycerin, aloe, no protein in here, and a lot of fatty alcohols, a lot of oils. So this definitely points to it being a moisturizing shampoo that still cleanses. So yes, definitely agree with the ingredients, and I hope that was helpful for all of you. Okay, and the other shampoo I'm going to talk about, like I mentioned, is the For You by Tia Clarifying Shampoo. So again, just like the other one, first ingredient is water. I already talked about that. So next I see some ones that might point to why. So this one is really drying on my hair. That's what I would say about this, but let's get back to the ingredients. So I think this is why. So I see sodium methyl cocoyl taurate and sodium lauryl methyl isethionate. So if you're familiar with sulfates, you will know that I think sodium lauryl sulfate, sodium laureth and lauryl sulfate are a thing. And I think there's like a sodium methyl, like when I hear things like that, it kind of points me to like, is this a sulfate or it's not? I think it is a hydrogenated sulfate. Basically, instead of it being a sulfate, it's been like altered chemically so that it's not a sulfate anymore. So yeah, anyway, when I hear that, I'm like, okay, is this a cleanser? So this might be one of their cleansers, one that I'm not really familiar with. And then I see cocamidopropyl hydroxysultonane. So I noticed that. I was like, okay, that might also be a cleanser. Next I see glycerin, panthenol, so vitamin B5, Melia, Azadiracha flower extract. I don't know what that is. And then that same thing, leaf extract, apple cider vinegar. So that balances the hair's pH. It also is a cleanser as well. Like it helps to get rid of buildup. So I was like, okay, is that why it's so drying? Yeah, I'm not really sure. And so far, I haven't really seen anything that jumps out at me as a cleanser. So I think those ingredients that I was talking about before, I think those might be cleansers. Decoglucoside, I see potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate. I've seen those before as well, citric acid and fragrance. Yeah, so based on like process of elimination, I think those are the cleansers, in which case I can see why it's so drying, because it does have 3 ingredients that kind of jump out to me as like possibly the cleanser. So yes, and then it has the apple cider vinegar in it as well. Although I have clarified my scalp in the past with apple cider vinegar, and I don't really think it's that strong of a cleanser. Because of that, I don't really think that's the culprit. I think those 3 ingredients that I mentioned, I think are the main cleansers, hence why these are so drying. But yeah, it claims to deeply cleanse and remove buildup, and it definitely does. So yeah, that is what I think about Miss For You by Tia. So how I recommend using this, if you are someone that has this and you don't want to like have it dry out your hair, you can mix this with conditioner. You could definitely mix this with your conditioner and make a co-wash with it. Or if you have a cleanser that's maybe not as strong, you can mix it with this. Or like I mentioned, just don't use this every single wash day or every time you go to use shampoo. But all right, you guys, that's the end of this video. This has been Shampoo 101 for natural hair. If you have any questions, please be sure to leave them in the comment section down below. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also turn on all your notifications. Hit the join button beneath this video and become a YouTube member. Become a SoNaturalista. And also be sure to check out the description box for my natural hair coaching program, my natural store, SoNaturally Shop, as well as links to all the products that I mentioned in this video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.